Some of my personal challenges during life, there's been quite a few. Got a couple years into college and I made the decision to start using drugs. And for 3 years, I was heavy in my addiction with multiple arrests, countless felonies, and I ended up getting pregnant when I was 24. And I got down on my knees and I prayed to God and I cussed at him and I told him, if you don't save me, me and this baby are gonna die. Do something, I don't care, but you're the only one who can make it happen because clearly I can't do it on my own. And that next day the attorney called. He said, look, I'm gonna work a deal with the prosecutor. I just need you to stay out of trouble. That's easier said than done for somebody who's in active addiction. And it was in that moment that I realized that, that was it. I had to get my life together. I found a church that was local to the rehab that they would take me by van. I knew it was my faith in God that was gonna keep me sober. And then in 2012, my dad decided to drive his own life off a cliff. And he had an affair. He was Savannah's whole world. And he left, and trying to get through that was really difficult. I'd gotten married after I had moved to Virginia. I married a man who was a pagan. Eventually, within months, he had started coming to church and turned his whole life over to Christ. And it was beautiful. I was married to him for 10 years, and then he too decided to do what my dad did and have an affair and drive his life off of a cliff. And, it left me in Savannah again. I went to the Amazon on a mission trip, and I knew that God was calling me to go. It was absolutely beautiful. And then I came back from Brazil, was having lunch one day with Savannah, and she said, Mom, I noticed something was wrong with your face. And she said, you need to go to the doctor, Mom, you had a stroke. I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy. And progressively over the next few months, it kind of started to get worse. I started getting headaches, just 10-minute headaches in the middle of the night, but it was horrendous. And so by the third time I had gotten one, that Sunday morning, I had to go to church first. I had priorities. So I went to church and then left there and went to the emergency room. And I wasn't telling anyone where I was going because I was like, this is just crazy. There's nothing wrong with me. And it was diagnosed as cancer. After that, it was scan after appointment and scan and appointment, and surgery was 12 hours. They removed my inner ear and my eardrum because it had traveled into my ear, and so now I'm deaf in my left ear, and removed part of my jaw. The cancer was in my jaw, and then they'd taken it out of my salivary gland. I prayed in that hospital room to God, just let me go home. I got this. They started coming in, and the physical therapist said, you're gonna have to get up and walk. And I said, let's go. I was not staying in that hospital. I got this. You gave me the physicians to fix me. Let's go. I have a life to live. I ended up doing 7 weeks of daily radiation every single day. And they told me, they said, you're going to have sores in your mouth. You're going to have sores on your face. You're not going to be able to eat food after 2 weeks. And I said, oh no, you don't believe in the same God I do, because that's not happening to me. I don't know if that happens to other people, but it's not happening to me. Anyways, I got through radiation and I rang the bell. I was cleared of cancer. I had to do my 6-month post-op scan. I got the call that the cancer was now in my lungs, so the cancer had come back. Today, I've got lung cancer. I've got a spot in my skull up here, and I've got a spot in my orbital bone up here. Bonus, it's not in my brain, and it's not in my eyeball, so I can still see and I still am smart. Jeremiah 29:11 is one of my favorite verses, but the other one is one that I have tattooed on me right here, and it's Psalm 91:4. I'll find refuge underneath his wings. And I've always felt like that. I'm always protected by him. He's not going to let anything happen to me.
How can you say that when so much has happened to you?
I just believe that God didn't make any of this happen. He didn't say, I'm going to give you cancer, Chenoa. But I think that in those things that have happened, even out of the tragedies, that there's so much good that could come out of it. And he's there to show us, look, I can, not fix this, but I can show you. I can show you what the good is that's going to come out of this. I never questioned God. Like, that was, my faith never wavered. If anything, I was pouring more into God. Like, I need you more now than ever. If I was to lose my life to cancer, I'll be in the arms of Jesus. So I know it's going to be good for me. I'm good. And so, what's hard for me is that the ones that I leave behind, I hope that they understand that, I'm in the best place that I can be, and we're all eventually going to be together. And maybe some time in it, but we're going to be together. So I was shopping with Jean Kingery, and she sees these signs. And she said, Chenoa, look at this sign. And it says, I trust the next chapter because I know the author. And I do.